All right. What's up, everybody? Okay, so we're going to get started in just a minute here, but please, everybody, if you're on chat, say hello. Tell us what team you're a part of. So tell us what team you're tuning in from. We've got lots of teams that are joining us, joining forces tonight. So say hello, tell us your name, tell us what team you're on, and we'll give it about 2 minutes, and then we're going to get started. Look at all these peeps. Team Phoenix, Team Pivot, Iron Legacy, Heart Rate Heroes. Where are my barbells? Oh, here we go. Barbells. Love you, Alexis. Hey, what up, everybody? Here we go. Barbells. Inspiration Crew. Oh, I love it. This is Kate from the Barbells. Jamie Ryan from Team Iron Legacy. This is starting at 6:15. We're just a few minutes behind because we want to make sure everybody's on. We want to get a really good attendance. Can you see numbers, Josh? Do you know how many we've got? Are we at our goal yet?
So there are 328 registered. There's 186 on live. So we hit the goal. We hit the goal.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so should I get started? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. For those of you who don't know me, I am Alexis Whalen, and you don't really need to know anything about me besides that Josh is my push coach. And for everybody that was invited tonight, your upline coach that told you about the call is working personally with Josh. So he is a John Maxwell coach. And if you don't know who John Maxwell is, you need to Google it and figure it out because you're living under a rock. So he's a John Maxwell certified coach, and he is running a mastermind group with 12 other really high-level coaches in the company. And that is why you got invited tonight. We all joined forces with our team so that he could do this amazing presentation for us. And so first of all, it's like a really, really big deal to be able to get on a call personally with Josh. So you should feel really excited and energetic and pumped up about this call. I hope you have something to take notes. I hope you're ready to listen. I hope you're ready to get energized and motivated for your business. I see everybody is like freaking out over here and saying all these awesome things. So if you don't know much about Josh, first of all, he gives a lot of really, really good knowledge, but more than anything, he gives great, tough love. So he's going to give it to you tonight. He works with 7 out of the top 10 coaches in our company, and he has over 900 Beachbody coaches in his training groups. So he works with a ton of Beachbody coaches and lots of different topics and things, but he recently changed his name to a push coach. So his job is to push you out of your comfort zone, to push you beyond anything you ever thought you were possible, and to make you dream big and really kind of take your mindset to the next level so that you can push your life and your business to the next level. So we are so honored and so excited to have Josh here with us tonight. And I'm just so excited. I hope you guys are ready to learn. So without further ado, let's welcome Josh Copes.
Thank you, Alexis. You are amazing. And that's it. I'm hiring her. She's hired. She's going to be my new introducer. I'm going to need you. I do about 2 team calls a week. I travel for every Super Saturday and speak somewhere different. I usually try to pick somewhere that has an ocean or mountains. I need you to come along. Once a month webinars, you're hired. It's done. Thank you, Alexis. I appreciate that so much. I asked Alexis to kind of host and do the introduction tonight because I don't like to introduce myself. It's super weird to introduce yourself. If you ever introduced yourself and had to give your own credentials, it makes you just feel like a big douche. And I really, really don't like to feel like a douche. In fact, I think that was one of my tips on my last webinar was not to be a douche. So I'm trying to follow my own advice and not be a douche. But thank you, Alexis, so much. I spoke for Alexis's team, man, probably about a year ago, and just absolutely loved her energy, loved her vibe, got to hang out with her for just a couple minutes at Summit when I was in Nashville. And so I love her. She's in my mastermind group. Like Alexis said, if you are on this call, it's because you got invited by your upline who is in my mastermind group. I have an elite mastermind group of basically 12 coaches. who are all pushing for really big, scary stuff. They said, hey, Josh, would you do a call for our teams? I said, dude, why not? Let's do it. Let's get all of your teams together and let's just have one big inspirational puke fest. Now, if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, puke fest, I have this hashtag this year called hashtag Let's Puke Together. And the whole point of it is I'm trying to push people to believe in goals that are so big they make you want to vomit. In fact, sometimes people see other people using the hashtag and that don't know who I am and don't know and they'll just comment and be like, let's puke together? Like really? Is that like, did you mean that or did I like misunderstand something? No, we are puking together because that's what it takes to go to the next level. In 2014, I started my business on the John Maxwell team. Saw almost no results whatsoever in my entire first year. 2015, I began to create some serious urgency and focus in my business. I took my business online, eventually ran into some awesome Beachbody coaches and started building from there. Quit my full-time job, tripled my income. 2016, I 10x'd my income. And the only reason I've been able to do what I've been able to do is because I keep setting goals that are so big and so crazy and so scary that they make me want to puke my guts out. This year, I'm set a goal to 10x my income again. Why? Do I need that much money? No. I just need to keep growing to my full potential. I need to keep finding ways to help more and more and more and more people. So before we get started, I did tell my mastermind group, if you guys can get 300 or more people on here, I'm going to do some sweet giveaways. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We had over 300 people. Actually, let me see right here. We had 336 total people registered. We got 209 on live, but I'm sure there are some people who had to work, had things going on. That's okay. As long as we got people registered, I'm happy. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give away 5 free training groups. Okay. 5 free training groups. I'm putting a note at the end because sometimes at the end I forget to, someone has to remind me. 5 free training groups for my brand new group that is called the 1 Week Month Health Bet for Your Biz. And it is awesome. I'm seeing more measurable results in this group than I have ever seen. In fact, in January alone, I had 126 testimonials just from that one group. Geez, I mean, I was just blown away. They did such an incredible job. I ended up giving people got a piece of the pot, and then I ended up giving away 5 different all-star spots, is what I called them, where 5 different people got $150 gift cards to the Nike online store. They got to go on and make themselves custom Nikes. Such a cool thing. So here's what you have to do in order to get in on the prize. You have to take a picture of the screen, take a screenshot, or you can take a picture of yourself with the screen in the background, okay? Make sure and tag me on Facebook or Instagram. On Instagram, I'm Legacy Leadership Coaching. That's Legacy Leadership Coaching. You can obviously look me up by my name, Josh Coates. It should come right up. Alexis is getting her picture right now. She's trying to get that free training. Not a free mastermind group, just a free 1 week month. Tag me on Instagram, Legacy Leadership Coaching. Tag me on Facebook, which is Legacy Leadership. I believe you have to like the page before it will let you tag it. So if you just go to Legacy Leadership real quick, like the page, and then you can tag it. And then I want you to put your biggest takeaway from tonight, okay? Your biggest takeaway, and then hashtag Let's Puke Together. It's got to have the hashtag Let's Puke Together, because that's how I'm going to find the pictures. I will go to Instagram, obviously, and I'll click on the hashtag, and I'll just look at all the most recent pictures. I'll go to Facebook, I'll do the same thing. I will announce the winners at the end of the call, okay? So I want you to be taking some pictures. Oh, I love to hear that. 1 week month helped me achieve the highest SC I ever had. Boom, that's what I love. Thank you. Thank you for throwing that in. That's awesome, and I'm proud of you. Crazy proud of you. So take a picture. Make sure you get that done during the call, okay? Yes, tag Legacy Leadership, Julie. Make sure and tag Legacy Leadership, okay? And then at the end of the call, when I'm all done, I will give away 5 free spots right here live on the call. Sound good? Okay, let's dive in. So tonight I want to talk to you about building confidence in you. So you want to know what separates successful people from average people? I talk a lot about the things that separate incredibly successful people from average people. As Alexis said, I work with 7 current or former top 10 coaches. I get to work with a lot of really, really awesome, cool people, and I'm constantly evaluating what's the difference between all these different people. What's the difference? One of the biggest things you will find is this thing called confidence. Confidence is such a huge thing. How many of you have heard of the law of attraction? Raise your little hand or put a little emoji in the chats over there if you've heard of the law of attraction. Pop something in there. Let me know. I know we have like a 15-second lag between when I talk and when you hear it. So I'll give you guys just a second. I'm assuming most of you have at least heard of the law of attraction. Okay, there we go. There's all the yeses. Basically, the law of attraction says that we all attract who we are. We've heard the saying, your vibe is your tribe. Okay, John Maxwell calls it the law of magnetism. He says you attract who you are, not what you want. The law of attraction basically just says there's like this it factor about some people. There's like this it factor, and people are literally drawn to them, like movie stars, man. You see Brad Pitt, there's just something about that dude. I'm a dude and I'm still attracted to him. I'm just like, that dude's awesome. I mean, I saw the movie Fury. Anybody ever seen that movie where Brad Pitt's freaking like tank driver? And I went and got my haircut like the dude. I was like, you can't tell right now because I need a haircut. I got to go see my girl Thursday to get my hair done. But usually this is shaved up to here and this is slicked back. Why is that? Because I saw Brad Pitt in Fury and I was like, that dude's a stud. I want his hair, man. What a freaking stud. The law of attraction says that there's something about certain people, okay, that just draws us into them like magnets. That's why John Maxwell calls the law of magnetism. And let me tell you this. The number one thing that governs the law of attraction is confidence. 100% confidence. I have a friend that I went to high school with that has recently lost, gosh, I think she's lost something like 125 pounds. She literally, maybe more. She literally looks exactly like she did in high school, even though there for a while she'd gotten pretty overweight. And I've noticed on her health journey, as she's taken pictures of herself, selfies, pictures at the beach, stuff like that, I have noticed the level of confidence you can just see in her eyes the closer and closer she gets to her goal weight. In fact, she was in Florida this week taking pictures of herself on the beach. And I mean, you could see a glow on her face. She was so happy and so confident. She was excited to be taking pictures of herself because she felt so confident in her own skin, which is something that she hadn't felt in, I mean, I don't know, I'm 33, so I guess dang, wow, I'm freaking old. I graduated 15 years ago, so I guess it's been 15 years since she's felt that good. And so there's this glow, like this radiation of confidence that comes from her. I don't know how many of you, I know some of you are actually in the downline of Micah Folsom. When you see her pictures, when she posts them, it literally just amazes me at how many different times Micah Folsom can take the exact same picture and every time it's awesome. I mean, she just has the hair like over to the side and literally it doesn't matter what's going on. She just smiles and takes a selfie and you can just see the confidence in her eyes. The law of attraction is governed by confidence. And I will tell you this, that if you want to be successful in any type of business, okay, do not show me the most talented person. Do not show me the smartest person. Do not show me the most educated person. Show me the most confident person, and I will show you the person that will go the furthest. You don't have to be the most outgoing. You don't have to be the most charismatic. You don't have to be the most anything. You just got to be the most confident. Because when you have confidence, there is just something about you that makes people want to be around you. Why is that? Why is that? Because we live in a society full of unhappy, insecure people. And people always want to be around the people they wish they could be. Why do we love rock stars? Because, man, we all wish we could be rock stars. I tried for a while, didn't quite make it, but man, I wanted to be a rock star so bad. Why do we love movie stars? Because we all wish we were movie stars, right? Why do I love Grant Cardone? Man, because that dude says so many things that I wish I had the balls to say. We all are drawn to people that we want to be like. And we all want to be confident, right? Not everyone wants to be thinner. Not everyone wants to have six-pack abs. Not everyone wants to be blonde or brunette or live on the beach or whatever. But everyone wants to be confident. Everyone wants to walk into a room and not worry what everyone else is thinking about them. Everyone wants to walk in and be the person that everyone else is thinking about. Everyone wants that. And I want to teach you tonight my top 3 tips on becoming that person. Because the beauty of social media is if you can live with confidence through your pictures, through your messages, through training your coaches, through your challenge groups, if you can let confidence bleed through what you do, which if it's on the inside, it totally will bleed through everything you do. People will be drawn to you. People will want to be around you. I'm telling you, your challengers will want to become coaches. Your coaches will want to become rock stars. Your followers will want to become whatever the heck you tell them you want them to be. It's called influence. John Maxwell says leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. In other words, you want to find out how influential you are? Tell everyone to jump and see how many people do it. If you want to find out how much influence you have, okay, tell a whole bunch of people to do something and find out what happens. I mean, that's just really, it's really all it comes down to. If people want to do what you're doing, then you have influence. If your likes have if your posts have 2 or 3 likes, sometimes a comment, you don't have influence. Not yet, but that can change. Because as you develop confidence, you develop influence, and everything starts to blow up. This morning, I put up a post, and within 2 hours, the post had, I think it was 400 likes and like 40 comments and like 45 shares in 2 hours. Why? Influence. And I don't say that to brag on myself in any way. I'm also very smart about what I post. I know all of you coaches are following me, and sometimes I kind of know what you guys like to hear. And sometimes I play into that because I'm really smart about my affinity score. But that's influence, okay? When you don't get 45 shares for posting BS, you only get 45 shares if you had something to say, which, by the way, I think now it's up to like 90 shares or something crazy like that. But I want to teach you how to have that kind of confidence. I haven't always had it, okay? And then use that to your advantage to help people. Everything we do is about helping more people. Zig Ziglar said it this way: you can have anything you want in life if you will just help enough other people get what they want. Influence, okay, confidence is so that we can have influence. Influence is so that we can help other people get what they want. And when we do that, that's when we become successful. Everybody wants more money. Everybody wants higher rank. Everybody wants that bonus check, right? Some of my clients get that like $50,000 bonus check once a quarter. Everybody wants all the stuff, but not everybody's willing to go through all the steps to get that stuff. And I'm telling you, this is one of the very first steps you must take. So number one, and I'm actually quoting my good friend Micah Folsom on this one, consistency breeds confidence. Consistency breeds confidence. One of the number one ways to get confidence is through consistently doing something. How many of you, the very first time you did a Beachbody program, man, you were throwing up, you were dropping weights, you were tripping over your feet. My God, I still can't work out with Chalene Johnson. I swear, I can't make it more than like 3 minutes. What is it about Chalene Johnson that she's always got to have a bunch of like moves that are like all like timed and rhythmic and all that? Dude, I can't hang with Chalene, man. I get confused. But Tony Horton, I did P90X several times. And the first several times, I couldn't do very many pull-ups. I couldn't do, there was a lot of different, my gosh, how many of you have done P90X yoga? Anybody ever done the Yoga X that's like an hour and 30 minutes? My God, I could like, I swear like 15 minutes in, like my shoulders were on fire. I didn't realize yoga was like a workout, man. My shoulders were on fire. There are so many freaking poses. I swear to you, somebody sits around and probably in Washington or Colorado, okay, smoking way too much weed, trying to think up of new poses to create. Because I'm like, what in the world what are all of these poses? They are literally just like making stuff like, okay, for the next pose, we are going to pull our pinky toe and wrap it around our opposite ear. And we're actually going to clean out our ear with our pinky toe while standing on one hand. And I'm like, what is going on here? This is ridiculous. How did they even think of this crazy stuff? But the more you do it, the more comfortable you become with it, the more confident you become with it, the more productive you become. I remember, I used to play in bands. I played in rock bands for several years, and I remember I was the drummer in this one band. And we lived kind of like on the outskirts of Branson, but played most of our shows in Springfield because there was nowhere cool to play in Branson unless you wanted to play country music, and we hated country music. Sorry if you love country music. So we would go to Springfield. They had more of a local scene, some different venues and cool coffee shops and stuff that we'd play at. And I remember we would go and we would play with all these other bands that I like really looked up to, and I thought they were like super legit. And every single time I would get on stage, I was so nervous because all the other bands that we were playing with, in my opinion, were so legit that I was always scared that I was like the lesser drummer there. Like I was always scared that all the other drummers were watching me being like, man, this guy's a joker. What is he even doing here? And so I would get on stage, and I kid you not, I would be shaking like this. And it was because I was just so scared of what the other musicians were thinking of me. And I would still play, and I'd still do my thing, whatever. It's not like I ever just like screwed up or anything, but there just wasn't a level of confidence. And then one day, I don't know what happened. After playing show after show after show after show after show after show, one day I said, you know what? None of the other drummers are necessarily that much better than me. And even if they are, who gives a crap? Who cares? I'm just going to go out there and I am going to freaking rock. I'm going to go up there with all of my energy. At the end of the day, if I'm not the best drummer in the room, it really doesn't matter because the people that are here to listen to music don't know anything about the drums. They don't know anything. They don't know who's the better drummer, the worst drummer. The only thing they know is who played with more energy and more confidence. So that night I went up there. In fact, something I started doing later when I was a lead singer in a band is I literally would go with headphones backstage and listen to my favorite jam and get myself just like pumped before I'd go out on stage. And I would just go out on stage with all of the energy and all of the confidence in the world, and I would just rock the stage. And afterwards, people would be like, oh man, that was so great. That was so incredible. Why? Because no one knows anything about music except for musicians. And we weren't there to play for musicians. We were there for people who paid to get in, people who were going to pay for CDs, pay for t-shirts, pay for hoodies, whatever it was. Those were the people we were there for. Do you know what I found about and I'm kind of getting a little bit of ahead of myself, but do you know what I found about Beachbody coaches? Is you're always comparing yourself to all the other Beachbody coaches who are more successful than you. And as a result, thinking you're not good enough. Well, I mean, I just don't have 100,000 followers like she does. So what? She didn't have 100,000 followers when she started out either. Well, I mean, I'm just not very good at attraction marketing like she is. Who freaking cares? She wasn't when she started either. And what you think, because you follow so many successful Beachbody coaches, you think that all of your followers are looking at you and going, you're not as cool as Raina. Why would I buy a challenge pack from you? You're not Bonnie. Why in the world would I even take the time to talk to you? You're not Melissa McAllister. And at the end of the day, your followers don't even know who the heck any of those people are. You are the only one. You're being like me. You are performing for the other performers instead of performing for the crowd. See, I was playing the drums, not even thinking about, am I connecting with the audience right now? Am I using my energy? Am I maybe making eye contact with some of the people in the audience? See, the more confident I got and the better I got, the more I started doing things like looking out into the crowd and specifically and intentionally making eye contact with as many people as I possibly could while I was playing. The other thing I would do is I would sing along with the music. I would always sing along with the music because I felt like that was going to make people in the crowd want to sing along with our music. If we're all singing along and we're all excited about music, that's just contagious. Too many of you are performing for the other coaches instead of performing for your followers. So number one, consistency breeds confidence. The more shows I played, in other words, I didn't become confident by practicing in my garage, although I definitely needed to do some of that to get to where I was. I didn't become confident necessarily by listening to more music. I became confident by playing, by doing over and over and over and over and over. There's this thing called evolution. I believe that God created all of us to evolve. Okay? There's a reason people are 6'10" now. And literally a couple hundred years ago, they were like 4'10". Why is that? Because as humans, we're all naturally growing and evolving. You can call it learning if you don't like the word evolve. I don't really freaking care. It's whatever. We're all getting more awesome every day. How's that sound? Now we're not going to contradict anybody. Okay, good. So here's the thing. The more you put yourself in that environment, you begin to naturally learn and grow and develop. Just like if you take a flower seed, okay? Take a flower seed that's just sitting here on my desk. It does absolutely nothing. It's just hanging out. Take that flower seed, put it in the dirt, put it in the soil. What happens? It comes to life. It breeds something, okay? When you constantly put yourself on stage, I'm talking about making vulnerable posts. I'm not saying this to be a perv, okay? But show some freaking skin, okay? I'm not saying that to be a perv, but what I am saying, a lot of you never, ever, ever show what you supposedly have transformed, which makes me wonder, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? Do you know why I wear tank tops? For those of you, I know not all of you follow me, but for those of you that follow me on social media, do you know why I wear tank tops every single day in my workout videos? Because it's the proof of the product. I'm trying to prove to people, yes, I am putting in the work. I'll show you. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to show you. I am not afraid. Thanks, Alexis. I am not afraid to show them shoulders. Why? Because I want you to see how hard I'm working. And if I cover it up all the time, you really don't know if I'm working that hard or if I'm just posting pictures a couple days a week on the days that I do show up. But you can tell from my pictures that I've been showing up for the last couple of months really strong. Now, I'm not saying that everyone has to take pictures in their sports bras. That's up to you, okay? That's up to you. I know everyone has like some different things about that, but here's what I am saying is if you're posting transformation pictures in big baggy t-shirts, nobody knows if you had a transformation. And in fact, we wonder, did you really have a transformation? People who are confident aren't afraid to show the progress they're having. Now, that could be in your body, that can be in your business. I'm talking about calling out people who are having success on your team, calling out your challengers. I'm talking about, I personally, I know a lot of you hate this. I love financial posts. I love them. One of my girls, yes, Speedo. I'll be wearing a Speedo tomorrow just to show that I'm proof of the product. One of my clients just did a financial post today or yesterday. And she showed basically January of the last 4 years. And some people hate that crap. They think it's salesy. But you know what? If you aren't talking about the transformation you had, how are we going to believe that this business actually works? At the end of the day, for all we know, you could be making $200 a month after 4 years. And if you're making $200 a month after 4 years, I don't want a piece of that. Now, I'm not saying that you should only be sharing. I know some of you are like, Josh, I'm making like $100 a week. Awesome. Is that $100 more a week than you were making a year ago? Then share about it. Share the fact that you had extra money for groceries. Share the fact that this Valentine's Day, you actually had extra money to have some fun. Share about every little step along the way. Consistency breeds confidence. By the way, for those of you that are scared to death of doing invites, which I know is 85% of you, maybe 90% of you, do you want to know how you get over your fear of invites? Can I give you guys like some secret magic sauce tonight? Because I'm going to go ahead and say that if you're on this call, there's a really good chance you're scared to death of invites. Here's how you get over that fear. You do it over and 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 over until one day you wake up and go, hey, I puked a little less in my mouth today. This ain't so bad. When I was building my business that first year, I was messaging every freaking person on the planet, offering them a free coaching consultation. I do not do that anymore. Please do not email me asking about my free coaching consultation opportunity. I was messaging everyone, and I felt so gross. I hated it. I absolutely hated it so bad. But I understood the only way your business is going to move forward, by the way, is the only way you're ever going to quit your job, is the only way you're ever going to get to stop detailing other people's cars, which I hated so bad. The only way you're ever going to take your kids to have awesome birthday parties, only way you're ever going to take your family on vacations, the only way you're ever going to get to do what you love and give your family what they really deserve is if you do the thing you know you need to do, even if it feels like crap. And if you're not willing to do that, I have this magical question for you. It's one of my favorite questions. I hope you're ready for some mean Josh. Uh-oh, it's coming out. I have this magical question for you. If you are not willing to invite people to challenge groups, free groups, coaching opportunity, whatever the heck it is, I have to wonder, do you even love your family? Nobody liked that. Dang, that was deep. Ouch. Do you even love your family? See, I've been taught that love isn't a feeling. It's a decision. I don't feel like inviting people. Guys, I didn't feel like getting on this call tonight, just to be completely honest with you. I have had sick kids in my house for like over a week now. My 11-year-old was sick all last weekend up until like Tuesday. And then one of my other kids got sick. My baby was sick. I've been having some like weird sinus crap going on. I was exhausted. Do you know what I wanted to do tonight? I wanted to lay in bed with a glass or two of wine and watch The Walking Dead. I got The Walking Dead DVR'd. I didn't get to watch it last night because I was speaking on a call for one of my groups. That's what I wanted to do. But do you know what? I need to do the things that keep my business moving forward. And that means showing up for calls that I commit to, even though I could have easily canceled this. Nobody paid for me to be here. But this is what I need to do because my business depends on adding value to awesome people like you. And you know what? When you do something as freaking rad as what I do, it's not that big of a deal to work when you feel like crap and you got The Walking Dead on DVR. I can do that crap any time. I mean, like literally, I can do it anytime. If I wanted to, I could cancel my calls tomorrow and watch The Walking Dead all day. I got a KU basketball game being DVR'd right now too. I could literally just take a whole day off if I wanted to. But you know what? When you do what you love, you don't want to because it's too much fun. So one was consistency breeds confidence. Stop pretending you love your family and actually love your family. Do something to move your business forward, okay? We'll move on from there. Number two, and I kind of already hit on this, stop caring about the opinions of other people. Stop. I'm talking about the opinions of your family. I'm talking about the opinions of your followers. I'm talking about the opinions of all the other Beachbody coaches. I'm talking about the opinions of sometimes your spouse. Okay, sometimes spouses are haters. You know what? It's okay to love them. Just don't listen to their advice. Okay. Somebody told me one time, yeah, my husband told me I should blah, 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 blah. I said, how successful of a business does your husband run? They said, he doesn't. I said, okay, then I'm going to ask you to listen to me instead. Not trying to be mean here. Okay. But your husbands don't always have great business advice. Now, sometimes they actually do have great advice. In fact, a lot of times my clients say, man, my husband's telling me to do that for 6 months, but I just never listened to him. And I said, well, that's why your husband messaged me and said, will you coach my wife? Because she won't listen to anything I say. I'm just playing. But seriously, stop caring about what everyone else thinks of you. Because if you saw my post on Facebook today, our world celebrates people that stick around at corporate jobs for 45 years, throw them this big, huge party with cake and freaking confetti and piñatas for being faithful and working for the man for 45 years. Our society celebrates people that get a $1 raise or get a free freaking donuts on Friday at work. Our society celebrates mediocrity. Mediocrity, man. Our society does not celebrate success because haters don't like success. Here's why. Grant Cardone says it this way. When people see your success, it's basically reminding them of what they wanted to do, but didn't have the balls to do. When people say to you things like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you posted that picture on social media in your sports bra. Oh my gosh. What they're really saying is, dang, I wish I looked good enough to post pictures on social media in my sports bra because God knows I don't. That's what they're really saying. When people say, why are you always bragging about how much money you make? What they're really saying is, dang, I wish I had enough money to brag about. Haters are always talking to themselves, not to you. And that's why one of my favorite quotes, every quote I give is one of my favorite quotes, but this is another one of my favorite quotes, is don't worry about what people are thinking about you. They are too worried about what you are thinking of them. Don't worry about what people think about you. They are all too worried about what you think about them. You see, we live in a society full of insecure people. And the only time they're thinking about you at all is when they're thinking about how you make them look so stupid, and about how you are doing things that make them sad, about how you are reminding them of how much they suck. So guess what you need to do? Can I tell you what you need to do? Keep reminding them of how bad they suck until they finally come to a realization that maybe they don't want to suck anymore and maybe they want to be awesome like you. I like to say it this way. People at first are intrigued by what you do. Notice when you first start, like say Beachbody, when you first started Shakeology or something like that, at first people kind of are intrigued because they're like, ooh, what's this? Something fun and new? Everybody loves something fun and new. Everybody loves something fun and new. At first they're intrigued. But here's the problem. If you stick with it for longer than 30 days, because that's all the longer they usually stick with things, they go from being intrigued to being annoyed. Oh my gosh, she's been posting about Shakeology for like 62 days now. Doesn't she know that fad diets only last 30 days? Like, what's the new thing? Haven't you already moved on to some like injections or to a pill or saran wrap? Like, what's the new thing? I cannot believe she's still posting about these chocolate superfoods. I mean, come on, chocolate superfoods? That's ridiculous, right? Meanwhile, they're eating a tub of Ben and Jerry's while making fun of you for drinking chocolate superfoods, right? So they go from being intrigued to being annoyed. Alexis got her Girl Scout cookies. That's awesome. They go from being intrigued to being annoyed to becoming straight up haters. When people get annoyed enough, they eventually become your worst critics. And they are trying to pull you down to their level so that they don't feel so lame. But here's the thing. If you keep going and you don't give up and you don't give in to your haters, at some point they become admirers. Because when you've done it long enough and you've really stuck with it through and through and through and through, eventually people go, oh, she has been on like 4 cruises now because of this company. She is driving a new car now. She does have a new house. Maybe this thing really is real. And then they become buyers. First, they're intrigued. Second, they're annoyed. Third, they hate. Fourth, they admire. Fifth, they join you. Let me say that again. First, they are intrigued. Second, they're annoyed. Third, they actually hate. Fourth, they admire. And fifth, they join. That's right, they join you. I am now getting messages from people that I tried to get a hold of my first year doing this business that are like, hey, you mentioned something a while back about maybe getting together and talking sometime. Can we still do that? I don't want to be mean, but no, we can't. My schedule is really, really, really full with really successful, awesome people. I'm sorry. Hey, man, do you remember that? I actually just got a message a couple weeks ago from a really big time top coach who was messaging me. She reached out to me wanting to work with me. And she said, and what's funny is I had just messaged her like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, offering, sorry, my baby's just getting upset. Sorry. She messaged me. I messaged her about a year and a half ago, offering to do a free team call. I told you I was messaging everyone on the planet, no one excluded. If you didn't get a message from me, it's just because I didn't find you. Okay. That's all there is to it. And she messaged me. She said, hey, Josh, I just saw this message that you sent me from like a year ago. So funny. I was just thinking about you and I wanted to reach out to see if you could one-on-one mentor me. And of course, if you're offering, if it's still available, I'd love to have you do a free team call. And I had to very reluctantly say, I'm sorry. I actually have no room left on my schedule. It's completely booked. I had to turn down one of the most successful Beachbody coaches there is because I don't have room on my schedule anymore. If you go and keep going, okay? Even the people who ignored you, who didn't give a crap about who you were, eventually your name comes up so many freaking times that everybody wants to know what you do. And then everyone wants to join you. You see top coaches getting 100 email addresses dropped on their Instagram posts, and you go, that's just not fair. How do they do that? Blah, blah. I'll tell you how they did that. Do you want to know how they did that? They put themselves in 1 million more faces than you did, 1 million more news feeds than you did. They talked about what they do 1 million times more than you do. And they had to go through the exact same cycle you're trying to go through. The difference is they went through the cycle 100 times faster with 100 times more the results because they were willing. They were willing to annoy everyone on the planet and get everyone on the planet to hate them, to get to the point where people would be finally admiring them and joining them. Your problem is you don't have enough haters. You haven't annoyed enough people. You straight up have not even annoyed enough people to get haters, to then become admirers, to then join you, because you're too freaking worried about what everyone thinks about you. Stop worrying about what everyone thinks about you. Be real, be raw, be honest. Don't be rude, okay? I try not to be rude. Sometimes it may feel like I'm rude on the calls, but I try not to just be straight up rude to my followers. I'm just rude to you because I love you, because you're on this call tonight and I know you need it, okay? Don't intentionally offend people. Sorry, my eyes are getting watery. I told you I had some like sinus crap going on. Don't go out of your way to offend people. Don't go out of your way to get haters. Go out of your way to be raw and authentic and add value and show people how much you care about them. Okay? But don't be surprised when you're trying to show everyone how much you care about them, how much you love them, how much you want to help them, how much you want to change them, how much you want to go along with them, and they just get annoyed as crap. And then they hate on you. Do not be surprised. That's just part of the process, man. You just got to be willing to go through the process, okay? Number 3. So number 1 was consistency breeds confidence. Number 2 was stop giving a crap about what everyone else thinks of you. Number 3, if you really, 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 really want to become confident, I'm talking freaking rock star confident. If you've been through my Art of Recruiting, you know that I say be as arrogant as a rock star, as humble as a homeless person. If you really, really, really want to become a rock star, you've got to put yourself in the right environment. The right environment. When I first shut down my band, I guess that would have been in 2013. We had been touring the country for a couple of years. My youngest son had a heart condition. He was about to have his 3rd open heart surgery at the age of 2.5, and just decided it was time to put music aside. I needed to have a career where I could chase my passion, but also be home. And preferably actually make some money. Music was chasing my passion, but I was never home and we never made money. And it was going to be a while before we made any money. In fact, we were going to be spending the next couple of years just spending money to try to get our name out there. And so I shut it down. I said, I got to find something else to do. So I downloaded a crap ton of podcasts and just said, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I guess I'll just learn something, because I've never really done that before. I'd never read a book. I did not complete reading one single book in high school. I freaking hated books. I thought books were stupid. I thought books were something that boring people did because for some reason they didn't want to watch the movie. I mean, people would always say, oh, have you read the book? It's so much better than the movie. And I'd be like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever. How can it be better than the movie? The movie has picture and sounds. How can that's stupid. I'd literally never read a book. So I downloaded a bunch of podcasts, started listening to them. And I got so intrigued and so excited, I actually started my own podcast because I didn't know what else. I was like, dude, this is fun. This is great. I love it. Maybe I could start my own podcast. And I mean, if it blows up, cool. I'll have a successful business, like hanging out in my room, recording on my MacBook podcast. That's cool. I can handle that. Even had my bands. If you go look at my old podcast, it's called the Best You podcast. It even has one of my band's songs as like the intro music coming in. And I got really excited about it. I was having fun. Started a LinkedIn. I don't know how many of you have a LinkedIn. Oh my gosh, that's the biggest waste of time on the planet. LinkedIn is like the social media of a bunch of overeducated brats. If you have a LinkedIn, I apologize, but I freaking hate it. Can't stand it. And so I started getting going, was like, man, I don't know what to do. And then I heard about the John Maxwell team. And I saw an opportunity to join an environment where instead of just trying to figure it out on my own, instead of just saying, oh, I'm just going to randomly record podcasts and just upload them and just hope people find me, I saw an opportunity to be cultivated by an environment that would help me grow. And so I joined the John Maxwell team, and my life was forever changed because I was surrounded by people who challenged my thinking. They challenged my actions. Man, I was challenged like every night. Okay, I'm a peacock. If you don't know my personality types, that means as a peacock, I believe you party now, you plan later. And by later, I mean never. In fact, I think I'm going to have some t-shirts at my event in March that are going to say party now, plan later, hashtag peacock life. They're going to be all, if nothing else, I'll wear one because I'm a freaking peacock. And so the John Maxwell team cultivated me. It challenged me to do things that I would never do. Like I took 30 minutes every single night and I sat down with a notebook and just reviewed my day to think about what I had learned, what I had done wrong, what I had done right. Now, as a peacock, we don't think. That's the last thing on our agenda is thinking. We just do. And now all of a sudden I was spending all of this time thinking and planning and strategizing. It was literally changing my life. In 2015 is when I first started working with Beachbody coaches, and I hustled my butt off. I made some incredible connections in the Beachbody network. My business took off, as I talked about. But in 2016 was a magical year for me. 2016, I 10x'd my income and went from working with like a few top coaches to working with pretty much all of the top coaches. The reason this happened, one of the main reasons, Christine just updated her LinkedIn account. Sorry, Christine, no offense. The main reason 2016 was such a magical year for me was because of the people I surrounded myself with. I surrounded myself. I was intentional about seeking out top coaches that I wanted to work with. One, because obviously when I help a top coach, I'm not just helping a few people, I'm helping thousands of people. But two, when I work with a top coach, I get the opportunity to learn from top coaches. Now, I know that sounds weird, okay? I am the mentor to the top coaches, but here's what you don't understand that I do. There is always a mutual benefit if you're working with the right people. When I work with top coaches, as I'm coaching them, as I'm mentoring them, every time they learn a new lesson, I get to be a part of that. As I'm walking them through different things and helping them discover different things, it's like we have this cohesive thing where they're learning from me, but I'm also learning from them, and we're literally growing together. I told one of my buddies one time, it's almost not fair because people pay me and I get to learn just as much as they do. It's like I have the best job in the world. I get paid to learn from some of the most successful people. It's incredible. My point is this: when you surround yourself with the right people, with other people that are learning, with other people that are growing, with other people that are going to a higher level, it automatically takes you to a higher level. You cannot spend your time with better people and become a worse person. It's impossible. It won't happen. But what so many people do is they spend all of their time with worse people and can't understand why they can't get any better. You surround yourself with Netflix. You surround yourself with the news. My God, can you stop watching the news? And I don't care if it's Fox or CNN. Oh my gosh, the negativity that comes through that freaking TV is ridiculous. I have cable TV so that I can watch sports, and that's about it. That is about it, because I freaking love sports. But you spend all of this time with all of these negative things and then can't figure out why you're not getting any better. You're not getting any better because you're not surrounding yourself with people that are going to take you to a higher level. So here's the thing. I want to give you real quick to end. I want to give you 3 things that the right environment will do for you. Putting yourself in the right environment, number 1, is going to give you knowledge. I mean, that's pretty obvious. You spend time with people that are smarter than you, you're going to learn something. Correct? If the webinar paused for you, Debbie, just try hit and refresh. Number 1, you're going to learn. You always learn when you're around smarter people. That's just obvious, right? Sometimes I literally learn just hanging out, having coffee with my buddies. As long as I have a couple buddies that own a coffee shop. We have a mastermind. We get together every other Friday, and we usually talk about the book Think and Grow Rich. And then we hang out and we goof off, and we're always learning from each other. The second thing, the right environment gives you knowledge, but also gives you actions. It gives you actions. In other words, it gives you something to go do. I always tell my clients, if there's no homework, we just had a good chat. And as much as I love to have good chats because I'm a peacock, when it comes to my business, I want to get work done. Work. Okay? The third thing it does is it holds you accountable to those actions. When you are in the right environment, you're learning, you're doing, and you're being held accountable to continue learning and doing. And that right there is why my new group, the 1-week month Health Bet for Your Biz, is changing people's lives. In January, I had 400 people in the group, and I had to send out money to 226 people. Now, in my training groups last year, as your challenge groups are, there's the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule says that 20% of people show up, 80% of people peace out after week 1 or week 2. Anybody ever noticed that in your challenge groups? When it comes to the 4th week, you got about 20% of the people that said they wanted in actually taking advantage of the Shakeology, taking advantage of the recipes, showing up and working out every day, correct? Usually about 20%. That's about how my training groups were. About 20% were showing up. Then Beachbody did this thing called the Health Bet. And within the Health Bet, because there was a pot to win at the end and a daily tracker, those 2 things combined, having daily accountability and something to win at the end, we went from 20% of people showing up in challenge groups to 75% of people showing up. That's freaking huge. And I said, if that works for the fitness, why would it not work for the business? So I put together a group based on this. I actually have an app where you can go through and you track your activities every single day, and that your activities are linked to a spreadsheet that we have on our end that shows us what you did, what you didn't do. At the end of 4 weeks, if you do 85% of your activities, we give you $50 plus a piece of the pot. So people in January, this is a group that costs $199, and people in January, I sent out to 226 people, got $86 back. $86. And here's the thing. Over 100 people had measurable results in that month. I'm talking, I had people that had tripled their income. I had people that had doubled their income. I had people that had hit Success Club for the very first time ever. I had people that had lost their diamond rank that got back to their diamond rank. I had people that were saying, this is the first time ever my coaches are actually hitting Success Club because they see my consistency and they see what I'm doing. I had more measurable results in 1 month. In 1 month than I had had an entire year of running training groups for Beachbody coaches. That's crazy. I've never, ever, ever seen so many people getting so many measurable. And when I say measurable, I mean things that actually affect your paycheck. It's one thing to hear people say something like, this group helped me so much. I just feel so much better. And man, that just really blew my mind. It's another thing to hear people say, I just upped my Success Club numbers. I just made more money. I just did something and got results for it. That's what my new group is doing. I have been literally day after day, after week, after week, after month, trying to figure out how do we get more coaches, number one, to stay engaged, and number two, to actually get results. And this group cracked the code. It finally cracked the code. More people than ever. 35% more people are staying engaged. And I would say, my gosh, the actual measurable results, as I told you, in 1 month equaled the last year. I don't know how to measure that in percent, but it's a lot of percent up, whatever the heck that is. So here's what I'm gonna do. Tonight, I'm gonna give away 5 free spots into that group. 5 free spots, okay? And here's what I'm gonna do. Usually, if you win a free spot into the group, you don't get to win a piece of the pot because you have to kind of contribute to the pot to win a piece of the pot. But if you win a spot tonight, I'm still gonna let you have a piece of the pot. I'm actually gonna contribute your $50 toward the pot. See, what happens is it costs $200. For every person that signs up, I take 50 of that and I put it into a pot, okay? So I keep 150, I put 50 in a pot. At the end of the 4 weeks, if you did your 85%, you get your $50 back, and then you get to split everything that gets left behind by all the people who don't do their 85%. So what I'm gonna do is not only give you a free spot in the training, not only cover the 150 that I would normally make, but I'm actually gonna contribute $50 to the pot for you so that if you do your 85%, you can win money back even though you didn't pay anything. On top of that, for every 100 people that are in the group, I pick 1 all-star. So in January, we had 5 all-stars, and the all-star gets a special prize on top of getting a piece of the pot. They also get a special prize valued at $150. In January, I gave 5 people $150 gift cards to the Nike online store. While I was there, I kind of made myself some custom Nikes as well, which was fun. But you can be an all-star in the group and get even better prizes, okay? So here's what I'm doing. That's F-nuts. That's interesting. I'm going to go on to Instagram and Facebook, and we're going to find some winners, okay? Now, here's the deal. Just in case some people randomly got this link that don't actually belong on this call, I'm going to, when I'm done, post in my mastermind group to make sure all the winners actually are in these downlines, okay? So if you posted a picture and you get called as a winner, if it turns out that you're not actually in the downlines of these teams, then you won't be a winner, and I'll make sure it goes to someone who's supposed to be a winner, okay? So don't get mad if you get a message that says, hey, I know I announced you as a winner, but you're not a winner because you weren't in the downlines of any of the people that were putting on the call. I wanna make sure that the people of the teams that are supposed to be on here are the people who get the rewards, okay? So let's pull up some awesome stuff. And I usually look for stuff that just like really stands out to me because I like fun. I like fun. That's why I like Alexis. That's why Alexis is my homegirl, because she likes fun too. Let's see here. Okay, first of all, I always try to show love to dudes because I know there's like 10 of us on the planet involved in this company. So Jonah Frost, at Jonah Frost on Instagram, you're going to be my first winner. I'm going to pick a dude, okay? I'm going to pick a dude to get things started. I better make some notes here. Used to, my assistant knew if I was doing a webinar to hop on live so that she could keep track of winners for me because I'm incredibly unorganized. But unfortunately, she moved to Europe and now she's ahead of time. So it's like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning her time. So I have to do my own work. Can you believe that I have to do my own work? Oh my gosh. Someone put some Snapchat filters on me. That is amazing. Okay. Fit, hope, and love. Fit, hope, and love. That's on Instagram. That's your Instagram username. Let's see here. What's your actual name here? Caitlin Fish. Okay. I kind of thought your name was Hope, but I guess it's Caitlin Fish. Okay, I got it. Caitlin Fish. What's going on here? Is there questions going on over here? Sorry. Yes, the hashtag is Let's Puke Together. Yes, yes, it is. Okay, let's scroll over to Facebook, see what's going on over there. Let's see here. Let's puke together. Look at all these photos. You guys are awesome. Got a bunch of photographers over here. Yes, legacy leadership coaching. Yes, but not everyone's going to win. Okay, I can't give something to everybody. Everyone got a free call tonight. That was I actually did give something to everyone, didn't I? Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, man, I'm gonna feel really bad because I'm about to butcher somebody's name, and I'm really, really, really sorry. Christiana, Karen, Christiana. I don't know if I said your name right. If I didn't, I apologize. I'm terrible with names. Let's see here. Watch me grow, says Laura J. Martin. Laura J. Martin. Is that one of your girls, Alexis? So watch me grow. Watch me nay nay. Sorry, that was horrible. Don't ever do that again, Josh. Let's see here. Okay, and last one is going to be Pamela. And I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your last name. It's maybe McCum, M-E-C-U-M. M-E-C-U-M, is that right? Okay. I hope I said your last name right. If not, then that's why I spell. So I will post this in my mastermind group and make sure that all of you belong on here. I'm assuming you all do. I mean, this was, I kept this pretty on the DL since we did a webinar jam link. So those are the 5 winners, okay? For the rest of you, if you would like to be in the group, okay, the next group will start the very first Monday of March. So we're only a few weeks away. You can go to my website. I'm going to put my website right in here for you guys. I should have had this all pulled up and pretty, but I didn't because I've been dealing with sick kids like crazy. Let's see. You can go to my website, which is www.joshuacoates.com, except that was to the admin. My bad, Alexis. That just went to you. To everybody. I want everybody. Joshua Coates. Please check the spelling because so many people try to go to either joshcoates.com, which some prick bought so that I couldn't, or they go to Joshua Coates and put an ES at the end. There's no E. No E. Just joshuacoates.com. Okay? You guys got it? You can click on that link. It's called the 1 week month health bet for your biz. The 1 week month health bet for your biz. You get signed up for that. What we do is on The first day of the month, I have 5 different modules that you'll go through. One is on creating your life vision. That's where we really puke it out together. We talk about what you really, really, really want in life. Okay? Not what people said you should want, not what you've thought was possible, not what you thought you're capable of, but what you really, really, really want. Then we walk through your life mission, which your mission is the way you're going to go about getting what you want. My mission is to equip and empower people to live out their legacy. If I ever get to a point where I'm trying to make money doing something other than equipping and empowering people, I am no longer truly chasing my goal. I have now become fake. I have now become, that's when I've become selfish and vain, is when I try to accomplish my goal without my mission. My goal and my mission work hand in hand. Then we come up with monthly goals, weekly goals. I give you daily activities. I help you narrow it down to whether you're in building phase or if you're in expansion phase. And then we talk about accountability. And then you literally check in every single day to make sure you're doing the activities that you're supposed to be doing. And if you do 85% of your activities throughout, you win a piece of the pot and get an opportunity to possibly be an all-star. On top of that, once you've done the group, because the accountability is helping so many people, once you do the group once, anytime after that, you can repeat the group for 150 instead of 200, which allows you to keep getting that ongoing accountability. And then I go live in the page every Monday just to keep giving you some type of inspiration. I went in there live today and talked about why it's so hard to chase your dreams and just gave like a 20-minute inspiration just to help people stay plugged in, help people get through. Okay? So thank you guys so much for being on this call tonight. Huge thank you. I don't want to forget anybody here. I need to go to the Facebook group or I will forget somebody. Obviously, a huge thank to Alexis for hosting this for me. But let me give a shout out to all my mastermind people because I freaking love you guys. This has been one of the most enjoyable mastermind groups I have ever had. So, Alexis Whalen, Ali Tessitore, April McDonald, Ashley Smith, Jalen Barnes, Jeanette Maceda. I'm sorry, Jeanette. I'm horrible with your last name. Marion Green, Megan Pop, Megan Mulaney, Melissa Brewer, Natalie Tooman, and Nikki Johnson. Okay, those, I just wanted you guys to know you got to be a part of this call tonight because those people right there paid a pretty good chunk of change to be a part of my mastermind group. And they are the reason you got to be a part of this call because they invested in their businesses. They invested in their leadership so that they can become better for you and better for your team. So here's the thing. Do me a favor, send them a big, huge thank you message. Thank them for 1, investing in themselves, for 2, investing in the team, and 3, for allowing you to be a part of tonight. Because I don't just do calls for just anybody, but because my mastermind group is so freaking awesome, I agreed to do a call for them. So send them a big, huge thank you. Okay, and then go over to joshuacoates.com, get signed up for the next health bet for your biz. Let's puke together. Let's rock this year, guys. This does not have to be another frustrating year. It does not have to be another disappointing year. This can be the year that you finally get the changes in your life and the changes in your business that you really, really want. This can be the year that you go to that next level, that you finally show up at Summit excited about your new rank advancement, excited about your name on the board, excited about getting to walk on the stage. This can be the year. Do not let this year go by and look just like last year. Don't let this month go by and look like last month. Put yourself in position to grow and succeed. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Have an awesome night. I'm going to go drink some wine and watch some KU basketball. Love you guys. Night.